Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, January 11th, and I am just waking up. So you'll have to excuse my speed. It probably won't be what you're accustomed to, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. I'm actually still having my coffee as we speak, so I might be pausing here and there to take a sip. Looking at the overall coin market cap, according to CoinMarketCap, it is $123 billion, and the 24-hour volume has fallen from yesterday's $21 billion to $18.8 billion. Looking at the top 10, however, it's starting to even out. So yesterday we were really in the red. On yesterday's daily wrap-up that I recorded for my Discord members, we were at 15 to 17% in the negative. Now we're about 2 to 4% for the top 10 in the negative. And let's take a look at the top 24-hour gainers. So the top 24-hour gainers have been Gash at 12.93%. We have Chainlink at 12.16% and Ontology ONT at 5.68%. So those are the top three gainers in the past 24 hours. Let's jump into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, you can see here, it's been rejected by the 9 EMA. It's having a lot of trouble getting and maintaining a close above the 9 EMA. Now, most of you know that that's a very, very important EMA to stay above and find support. If not, it tends to continue to put a lot of downward pressure on the price action, and we start seeing the price action deteriorating and getting some, printing some lower price points. So we definitely want to make sure we maintain above the 9 EMA. Now, currently, if we zoom in, we are on top of the 9 EMA, but we are losing that very quickly. So we still have another minute to close on this candle, but unfortunately with the sell-off going on right now, the next candle that opens might print below the 9 EMA, pushing that price action a little further down. If you're looking at the MACD, we did have a nice turnaround right in here. So that was, when was this here? This was yesterday at about, 3 o'clock, we started having some positive volume come in. So it started to turn the EMA right up in here. We had a nice little surge of volume in here. So you can see that volume bars right in here. And we started pointing in the right direction. But as you can see, the volume is still pretty low. We're going to need some substantial volume coming into the market and pushing this EMA to cross with these higher time frame EMAs. If we can get that, we can start seeing some movement back up to the upside, which would be a great thing for this weekend. Unfortunately, weekends, as you know, are a little bit slow. We've had a couple of good weekends in the past. I want to say in the past 2 weekends, they've been in the green, which is out of the norm. So I hope we don't fall back into our slow, low volume weekend and we can have some green. But, we have to be prepared for anything. Looking at the order book here, there's not much selling or buying. So with this type of order book, it's very hard for the price action to go up because there's not enough buyers and sellers in the market currently. So we tend to see the price just kind of stagger out and kind of just go sideways. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, you can see here that the MACD is still not out of the woods. It's still pointing down. The low liquidity in the lower time frames hasn't really affected the MACD indicator on the higher time frame, so it still looks bearish. This pattern here, however, is going sideways, so at least we're not printing a bear flag, but with the low liquidity here, we have a very, very good chance of breaking down looking at the higher time frame. So we definitely need some liquidity coming into the lower time frames to start pushing those indicators on the higher time frames up. Looking at the 1 day time frame, you can see here where it doesn't look good either. So looking at the MACD, we're having a bearish crossover on the 1 day time frame. So if it was up to me, I would say we're probably going down a little bit further, to be honest with you. The 1 hour doesn't look that great, even though it's attempting to get above the 9. It's still very low. The support coming in. It is the weekend. These higher time frames are not looking good. We're starting to get some some bearish crossover. So I would be very, very cautious with Bitcoin if you're taking any positions in Bitcoin. Looking into Ethereum, you can see here where Ethereum's having a hard time crossing this resistance here. Let me just change this to red. And you can see here where it found some support on this line here, but now it's finding resistance here. It is having the same problem trying to get above the 9 EMA. The MACD, however, is starting to turn bullish. You can see here where it's been trying, it's been losing it, and then all of a sudden we get a surge of positive volume. It starts to move back up to the upside, but nevertheless, it gets smacked down and rejected by that 9 EMA. And we all know that if Bitcoin comes down, it's going to take Ethereum and most of the alts down with it. So I would be a little bit cautious in taking any position in the alts as well. If you do, I would definitely keep a tight stop loss on it. In the event that Bitcoin does drop, it doesn't affect you too much. Looking at Litecoin looks very similar to Ethereum, having trouble getting above that 9 EMA. It's crucial that we get above the 9 EMA on the 1 hour time frame to hopefully start seeing some price action back up to the upside. The MACD and the RSI do look good, but without that volume, not much is going to happen. Let's look here at the TRX. So TRX here had a couple of FOMO candles, but we can rely on that nice 200 EMA. It's one of my favorite EMAs to find support and also to look for targets for resistance. The 200 EMA here caught the price action. You can see here some people going in, taking advantage that we had this big drop of price action on TRX, but it gave it back. Then another FOMO candle came in and it gave it all back and then some, and we came right back down to the 200 EMA. Now we're still not able to close here in the past, I don't know, the past 9-10 hours above the 9 EMA. We're still below that 9 EMA. Looking at the MACD here, we're starting to get a bullish crossover, but don't get too excited. The volume is still not there. And you can see here, we have diminishing volume. So you want to make sure that when you look at these indicators, you also look at the volume and you also look at the pattern that it's showing here. A positive MACD and a positive RSI with diminishing volume is not really a good sign. So we want to see this the other way around. We want to see low volume increasing, not decreasing. So be very, very careful if you guys want to take position in this. I know it's a good price compared to where it was here, a day and a half ago, but it doesn't mean because you're taking a position now that it's going to continue to go to the upside. It could very well continue to correct. If you look at the higher time frames, it gives you a little bit better perspective as far as how much it's really corrected. So we still have room to go down here to the 200 EMA on the 12-hour time frame. As we know, it's a very strong support and resistance area. So be prepared. If this continues to fall, we can fall all the way down here to the 200 EMA, which would bring it down another 20%. So you want to be very, very careful when you're taking a position into this. All right, guys, I am going to just keep this short. I just wanted to cover a little bit more alts than BTC because of this drop that we have. But normally these daily briefs are basically just about a Bitcoin. But like I said, I did want to extend it just a little bit further. So you guys have a wonderful day. For those members in my Discord group, we will have our live 1 o'clock show coming up. And if you want to be part of our Discord group, please look us up at bleedingcrypto.com.